production for the national.
From Toyota Park, it's the Sharks at home to the Penrith Panthers. The Sharks are as per program. Jason Stevens has come through the test match against New Zealand with flying colours and will start. The coach is John Lang.
Yes, Mark, and if the Sharks can win here tonight at Toyota Park, they take one step closer to a top spot in the top four. And as you know, at the business end of the season, you're in the top four, you get 2 bites at the cherry.
The Panthers, number of changes here. Their starting lineup is totally rearranged. It looks this way. Atkinson is at fullback, Rooney and Reek on the wings, Girdler and Hicks in the centres, Carter and Reynolds the halves, the forwards, Greenhill, Gower, Frank Pulatua, Kadich, Adamson and Sattler. They're coached by Roy Simmons.
And the Panthers were at huge odds to win this football game here tonight. I suggest that they've become even greater now with all those changes. A huge ask for the Penrith Panthers to get over the top of the Sharks here at Toyota Park.
And our referee tonight is Mark Oaten. Dropped last week, back in first grade for his 92nd first grade game. And we're underway at Toyota Park. The Panthers running left to right on your screen, I should say. And Matt Adamson has the first hit up of the night, 20 out from his own line. Craig Greenhill against his former club. So left the Sharks a few years ago. Here's Scotty Sattler. He's consistently been one of the Panthers' best this season, leading the side in tackles. Frank Pulatua, good tackle there from long, right around the legs. Adamson, it's been a pretty impressive start from the Panthers. His first set, up to the halfway line. Let's see if they can get a good kick away. Goes back to Reynolds. Straight through the legs of David Peachy. Got a hand to it. And the chase is pretty good. Carter and Girdler there. Good start for the Panthers.
Well, that's an uncharacteristic mistake by David Peachy, and in sort of fumbling that ball, gave the Penrith Panthers the opportunity to nail him 10 metres outside their own line.
Up quickly in defence, Martin Lang, who signed to join Penrith in season 2002. Now Long, solid tackle around the legs from Adamson. Scotty Sattler over the top. They're 25 out from their own line. Jason Stevens. How must he and Ryan Girdley be feeling tonight after backing up from that test victory? Campbell with the kick. Down to Rooney. Watches it bounce. Bounce again. Before doing well to put Atkinson in a half again. Started well, Penrith. Good set of 6 defensively. And now they've got good field position. And there's a good run from Matthew Reek.
Mark, you're talking about Ryan Girdler. How will he back up after playing for Australia last night? The same could be said for Jason Stevens. Probably an even harder task. Being a forward, he was in the thick of the action for the whole game.
There's a mistake from Steve Carter. Sean Ryan picks it up 5 short of the halfway line. So the first mistake is the Sharks go wide. Now Mellor with a dummy. Back on his inside, Dykes, but he took the tackle. Ferris at acting half. Now Graham runs straight there at Ben Reynolds, and he's lost the ball. And the Sharks have come up with a clash of heads there between Chris Hicks and also Matthew Reek. Geez, they're having bad luck injury-wise throughout the year, Penrith. Now they're running into each other and hurting themselves.
Well, I just wonder who gets credited with that tackle, Mark.
It's a question for the statisticians there, Glenn, as the Panthers now 28 out from their own line. Garrett acting halfback. Ends up with Scotty Sattler. I mentioned he leads in tackles. He also leads in offloads for the Panthers. They've turned it over there again.
Zero, let him up, let him up.
Zero tackle from Oaten as Long picks it up. There's a hand in there from Gower.
Clear the ruck, clear the ruck. No, he didn't, clear the ruck.
That was frustration there from Craig Gower. What's David Peachy going to do here? Take the 2 right in front, 30 out, and they're going to.
Well, I've got to say is they are kicking for goal, the Sharks. The Penrith Panthers making again errors, dropped ball, and that really has been one of their weaknesses this year. They are the worst when it comes to drop balls, and you know, it's just, you cannot afford to give a quality side like the Sharks, who can score a try at the drop of a hat, the opportunity to score. So now, because of the Panthers' error, the Sharks have got the opportunity, a penalty in that play the ball area, and an opportunity to take the lead in this game.
97 points for the season for Jason Ferris, so just 3 away from the 100. We mentioned before the head clash between the two Panthers. Here's the turnover of possession. You'll see Reek and Hicks come in there and bang. Back of the head of one into the mouth. That's how you lose your teeth. Here's Ferris from right in front, 30 out. Straight between the posts. And so the first points for the night go to the Sharks. It's 2-0 at Toyota Park. We've had 5 minutes. The Sharks over the Panthers. Girdler with the restart. Took a bit of sand, but plenty of elevation. Dykes is there. Finds Stevens, runs straight at his New South Wales teammate in Adamson, but able to offload back to Dykes. Well done. 23 metres out from the own line. The Sharks now leading by 2. There's Martin Lang.
Did I just see a little bit of a swerve then by Martin Lang, or are my eyes fooling me?
Trying to impress his new teammates, obviously. There's Graham, grabbed by the ankle. Now Stevens. There's a high tackle there from Craig Greenhill over the top. Now Long. Straight there at Gower. Frank Perlatua and Adamson the tackle, but good yards there from the number 11. Last tackle, the Sharks. Way offside.
I want you to wait.
Ned Katic, the man penalised on the last tackle.
And it's very unfortunate, Mark, that the penalty was given there, because that ball actually did go out in the full and would have meant that the Penrith side would have had the ball, but now they're looking at another set of defence, another set of 6 in defence, and of course they can't afford to keep doing this, as Kirby said, against a quality side like the Sharks.
Well, this is the sign they are very confident. They've taken the kick as opposed to going for goal.
Here they come through. Dykes finds McKenna there. Tackled about 14, 15 metres out from the Panthers line. They go left through Long. He's now 5 metres out. They can't put him to ground. Gower wraps him up. Now Dykes. Campbell stepping inside Perlatua. And you hear the crowd roar when Preston beats that first man. 9 metres out in line with the posts. They go right. Ferris. Graham inside. Goes out. Sean Ryan there. They're just 2 metres out from the line, the Sharks. Stevens, it was an ordinary pass. He let it go by him. Dykes under enormous pressure, and they've lost metres. Last tackle here for the Sharks. Preston Campbell looking for the ball in the air. Plenty of pressure on Reek. Here comes Peachy, but well shepherded. But he's given the penalty away.
You obstructed the defence. Wait, David, I'll give you the mark first. Him there. You obstructed the runners through.
David Peachy, the man that was obstructed.
Well, I thought that was a pretty tough penalty. He certainly did obstruct him, but usually you can get away with that close to line. That's a great opportunity for the Sharks.
Martin Lang drives forward. They're just trying to slow it down there, the Panthers. Graham cuts out Stevens to Dykes. Carter up quickly to make the tackle with the assistance of Ryan Girdler. 11 out from the line. Stevens now wrapping around. Back to Graham. Hand free to Campbell. Then to Dykes. Numbers here. Must score. They're lining up. And Paul Miller's over in the corner. The sheer weight of possession. The Panthers couldn't hold any longer. And the Sharks are in. 6-0 with a kick to come.
Well, that was a quality try there by the Sharks. Paul Miller. He's had a pretty good season for the Sharks. And again, David Peachy opting to take that quick tap. Nice big pass there. Here is the actual penalty against the Panthers for impeding David Peachy. And of course, David Peachy chose to take the tap. The ball goes out to the right. Stevens turns it back in. And then it's just a procession of passes. Little Campbell and a great pass here by Adam Dykes. Nice big high pass. He finds Paul Miller and they score the try.
Jason Ferris with a very tough kick from touch. He's on 99 points for the season. And he's going to stay on 99. And to the right. And so the score remains here at Toyota Park. 10 gone. It's the Sharks 6 leading the Panthers 0. Ryan Girdler, that's a restart play. Battled hard Penrith, but just those mistakes, ill-discipline. I suppose that's what happens when you're sitting down the bottom of the table. Things don't go your way. It's hard to dig yourself out of trouble.
Mark, if we see the scoreline, every point that the Sharks score tonight is a bonus point to them, because up till now they've scored 367 points and they've had 367 points scored against them, so they're absolutely nil balance, so they are +6 at the moment.
Yeah, the only team in the top 8 heading into this round not to have a positive for and against, and now +6. He's long, good step, offload, put Ferris under pressure. He did well actually to dive on the loose ball. 5 short of halfway. Last tackle, Graham. They've got numbers here. That's off the head, straight into the face of Matt Adamson. It was fired at him too. They hadn't come up on the blind side, the Panthers. They almost got caught short.
That's not a bad tactic sometimes when you see the winger dropping back. The Sharks had the numbers on the left-hand side of the field, but the ball did hit a Penrith Panther in the head, and the Panthers have come up with the ball. And a good opportunity, 30 metres out for the Panthers. And again, they dropped the ball.
Craig Greenhill making the mistake. Now back to Mellor, almost through the gap. He's 5 short of halfway, trying to get to his feet to play the ball. Now Lang, bouncing away from 2, offloaded when he was nearly on the ground. Back to Peachy. Here's danger. Graham, they're keeping it alive, the Sharks. And the Panthers are coming up with a few missed tackles. Here's Stevens with Long on his outside. Good ball to David Peachy. Fullback to beat. He slipped as he came to Atkinson, but he read it well. 15 out from the line. They go right. No, dummy there from Dykes. Back to Peachy. Ball on the ground. Peachy goes through, but Apricot's got it. Preston's come from nowhere. We're going to the video referee.
Whether he's onside or not.
He's come out of the ground. That's where he's come from.
Well, the referee looking to see if he was onside. He definitely was. They've developed a great combination, fellas, both Preston Campbell and David Peachy. And I'm sure this will be a try. And his acceleration is absolutely blinding. Here we see it. Nice little dart from dummy half by Dykes. Peachy, quick thinking here. Puts the ball to his leg. Now Campbell's there. He's a good 2 metres behind there. And his blinding acceleration. He wins the chase there. And as long as he grounds that ball, it's a try for mine, Mark.
And there it is.
The try go up. A real confidence with their attack. I mean, we're seeing Martin Lang, we're seeing Nathan Long offloading. That was something that we didn't see some 3 or 4 weeks ago.
As the conversion is successful from Jason Ferris, 101 points for the season. And after 13 minutes, it's the Sharks 12, the Panthers 0. Very happy David Peachy. It's Ryan Girdler gets us underway. Deep kick, Dykes is there. Here's Stevens. The bloke that played a test match less than 24 hours, just on 24 hours ago. Started on a whirlwind.
He's picked up very well, Jason Stevens, as has Martin Lang as well. The thing about the Sharks is they're getting up and playing the ball quickly. And the Panthers, probably my biggest criticism of the Panthers is they're not locking up that ball. The Sharks are able to create some second phase play. They're playing pretty programmed, good attacking rugby league at the moment, the Sharks.
Ferris from acting half, almost getting through. Last tackle. Just haven't had any ball. Here's Preston with the kick. It's off the side of the boot slightly. Bounces just inside the touchline and crosses it. About 21, 22 metres out from the Panthers line.
It's all Mark.
Mark Oaten barking instructions to the scrum as it packs down. Let's see if they can hold on to the football now, Penrith. Luke Rooney. The completion rate is pretty ordinary so far as Sattler over the 30-metre line, 1 from 4. Can they make it 2 from 5? They're 9 short of halfway. Craig Greenhill trying to get a penalty there. They come the short side with Adamson. Long there to make the tackle. Dykes comes in to assist. There's the penalty.
I think that's fair enough, that penalty. Long holding on to him a little bit longer. And I thought a correct decision there by the referee, Mark Oaten.
30 metres out from their line.
Here we see it holding onto the leg. And now a great opportunity for the Sharks, Mark.
20 metres out. 15 in from this grandstand touchline. Greenhill now. A solid tackle, about 15 metres short of the goal line. Reynolds, Carter, change of direction. Gower, Sattler, back there to Hicks. And he's tackled now, 18 metres out. Gone backwards a few metres. Here's Gower running across field. They've got numbers if they get it out to Girdler. Defence read it well. Chris McKenna. They go left again. Girdler. Quick hands Rooney in the corner. The schoolboy's over. And what a debut year he's having. The Panthers have hit back. His 5th try in just 7 games.
Well, that was a great try by the Panthers, and a great opportunity for the Panthers, I should have said, instead of the Sharks. But that comes on the back of a quick play of the ball too. A quick play of the ball there by Ned Caddick. Nice number of hands just going through. It's marvellous what a football team can do if you hold on to that ball for your set to 6, Mark.
Yeah, they got the penalty, put them down to within 30 metres. They completed 3 from 6, improving their completion rate. From touch, he's had no luck with his kicks. Ryan Girdler hasn't had too many in front for the Panthers in recent weeks. Is it coming back enough? No, it's not. So the difficult conversions continue for Ryan Girdler at Toyota Park. After 18, it's the Sharks 12, the Panthers 4. As the Sharks get playing away again. Jason Ferris drives it deep. And Adamson will bring it back. There's a high tackle from Mellor. The referee says it was all right. Ordinary pass from Gower. Greenhill had to do well just to collect that one. Gower from acting half, trying to scamper some easy metres. Picks up 10. Now Sattler. There's Perlatua. Just a metre short of the halfway line. When they have had the ball in their hand and maintaining possession, they are making inroads into the Sharks' defence. As Peachy takes it 15 out from his own line. Your chase has got to be good when you kick to David Peachy, and he's got Preston Campbell standing next to him. McKenna. 15 short of halfway. Now here's Lang. Perlatua comes from nowhere, and Kadich cleans him up also. Now Long. Good tackle from Gower. Greenhill over the top, a metre short of halfway. Here's Ryan. Runs at Greenhill, he makes the tackle. 5 metres into Panther territory. Here's the last for the Sharks. Here's Dykes. Kick for the corner. Racing back Reeks. Reek has it. Doesn't use his fullback Atkinson and takes the tackle.
And that was a great kick by Adam Dykes, and equally a great chase by the Sharks. Now the Panthers trying to get them on the left-hand side of the field.
Girdler, now Rooney. He's got Grace to beat, and Grace does remarkably well to take him into touch.
He's still going forward. He's still going forward, all in one motion.
As the referee saying it was all in one motion.
Yeah, no, he's still going.
Well, there we see Girdler down the left-hand side. Luke Rooney trying to stay in here. He's trying to stay in, and I don't know. He was in motion, but I still think that perhaps a penalty could have been given there, because he did stop, and the Sharks kept dragging him across the line.
Here's Campbell, Peachy. Danger here for the Panthers.
Take one, get off, Ben. Leg alone.
Reynolds coming in late there, looking not to be penalised. Graham taken there by Scotty Sattler, forced back also by Chris Hicks. 25 metres out from the line. Here come the Sharks through Lang. He's now 21 metres out. Gower in there with Caddick to make the tackle. Now Dykes, Peachy. Miller goes inside but slips. Picked up nicely by Chris Hicks, and he turns defence into attack. And now he's turned attack into defence because the Sharks have it through Campbell. And Preston gets on the outside and puts the foot down and scores a sensational solo try. He got a hat-trick last week. He's already got a double, and we're not at half-time. How good was that?
Absolutely explosive. Wonderful individual try by Preston Campbell. And again, the Sharks cough the ball up. David Peachey turns, passes it to no one, and then equally, Chris Hicks picks the ball up. There's no excuse for this. Ball knocked out. Oh, a good tackle there. Jason Ferris rather gets the ball outside, and Preston Campbell goes on the outside. Again, blinding acceleration. You don't see too many guys step around Ryan Girdler like that.
Here's Ferris from 20 out. He's hit the upright, and it's bounced away. So something goes right there for the Panthers. 22 gone. It's the Sharks 16, the Panthers 4. As Ryan Girdler gets us underway again. Ominous signs here for the Panthers. They just can't control the football. His neck must be made out of rubber, Martin Lang, the way it keeps flying back. It's a wonder his head hasn't been ripped off its sockets. Every day, every game, every week.
Well, surely they got some witches' hats at training. Try and teach him a bit of a step or something.
Here he comes again.
And loving it. Have a look at the big fella. I mean, the Sharks are the best side in the competition as far as metres gained. And that's the reason why. Enthusiasm in their running, enthusiasm to get up and play the ball very quick, and they complete those sets of 6.
First change for the Sharks. Beattie on, Lang off as Campbell gets a kick away under pressure from John Cross, who's also on the field. For Penrith, they've made a couple of changes.
I'll tell you what, we know Preston Campbell is a great little player with tremendous amounts of speed. But for a little fellow, he just did a 50-metre kick then too, so he's got a pretty good boot on him as well.
Here's Girdler. Jody Gall on for Adamson. As I mentioned, John Cross on for Greenhill for the Panthers. And here he is now, Cross. Over the 40-metre line. Chris Beattie, as I mentioned, on for Marty Lang. Now they go the blind side. This is Jody Gall. Offloads the ball. I'll tell you, in a gloomy season for the Panthers, this kid's been a bright spot. Luke Rooney. Now Reynolds with a kick across field on the last. Underneath it, Mostyn leaping high. Has it gone dead? Yes, it has. And it's off a Panther hand, and so it's a 20-metre tap.
Wait till ready.
Wasn't too bad a kick. It was high enough for the Penrith Panthers to get up there and compete for it. Now we see the ball going down, and Hicks trying to compete for the ball. But it's very important, as Glenn Lazarus touched on it before, the Sharks are the leaders when it comes to metres gained, but the Panthers, are the worst defensive record in the NRL, have got to stop that man with the ball and don't let him cause a second phase play.
Stevens, quick play the ball there. And finds Ryan. Coming in, Frank Pulatua. The crowd thought it was a little bit high. Marginal. Scotty Sattler there was way in front of the referee. And there's a late tackle on Dykes. This will be interesting. Scott Sattler, the referee's seen it. Alan Fowler, the touch judge, coming in. Steve Nash from the other side coming in. Scotty Sattler could be in strife. Dykes on his feet.
Wait, here I am.
Well, he's up. Referee coming up to have a bit of a chat too. There, certainly got him late there, Scotty Sattler.
Right, yeah.
Yes, okay. Yes.
Don't have a look at it now. No, we're right.
Scott, what I've got is after the kick's been taken, it has come up. I believe the player may have been able to pull out of it. The arm did come away, but it hasn't hit him anywhere above the chest.
Yep.
So all we've got is the penalty.
Right.
So thanks. Just late, it's late, that's about it.
Just a bit late. All right, we'll cop the penalty here, cop the penalty. Quite easy.
Well, there's nothing in that tackle. It certainly was late, and therefore that's why we've got the penalty. Now, will the Sharks kick for touch or go for goal?
Or take the tap.
Take the tap, rather. They're going to take the tap. Thank you, Mark.
Now here comes Stevens, back to Campbell. Dykes, danger here, inside to McKenna. Gower made the tackle, they're 10 metres out from the line. Peachy at acting half, Stevens back on on the inside. That's Mellor in there. And he slipped over, and I think he's copped some in the ribs. No, he gets up. 10 out from the line. Graham dummies, goes out Dykes. Now Ryan. Can he get the ball out? No, Hicks made the tackle. Mostyn was screaming for it. Now Dykes at acting half. Graham. Now they keep it alive through Pearce. Back there to Ferris. But the defence is good this time from Penrith. But they can't put the man on the ground. Mostyn now. It's come from this left wing into the centre of the play. Now Ferris. Pearce. Dykes, Graham, almost over the top. In fact, he did run over the top of Reynolds, but lost it. Now they're a chance here, the Panthers. They won't have the pace for it to the halfway line. Here comes Peachy. He's lost it with a tackle from Mostyn. Got it back, 6 to go. They're at 6s and 7s in defence, the Sharks. What can the Panthers do? Carter, he's got Girdler. Rooney on his outside. Girdler goes himself and throws an impossible ball. And the Sharks have come up with possession, and they could score from here because now the Panthers are all over the place. They're lining up here, the Sharks. Dykes goes straight through. McNicholas can't run that far, surely. Mostyn's on his inside and tackled 40 metres out. Now it comes to Ferris. This is Graham. They're 30 metres out from the line. The Sharkies lead by 12, 13 out from half-time. They just slow it down a little bit. Here's Beattie. Up the middle, keeps them live. Back to McKenna. Now Graham. Peachy up the middle. There's the ball to Dykes. Pushes away from 2 and scores the try. You could see it coming as soon as Peachy put the foot down. And the Sharks have gone the length of the field, and they now lead by 16. The Sharks 20, the Panthers 4.
Well, that was an unbelievable passage of play leading up to this try. The Panthers almost scored. Ryan Girdler through, an unpassable pass. He did that, and the Sharks counteracted. And they play the ball right in the middle of the pack. Now, this is great offloading too, and great support play by the Sharks. Again, second phase play. The Panthers can't put them down. Nice ball inside. Peachy's there. Dykes back up, and it's all about backing up, and they score the try. Great try there by the Sharks, Lazo.
Well, it's been very entertaining, and this is just great second phase football. See Beattie there offloading to Chris McKenna, who straight away turns and gets the ball away from the area. Great inside ball there to Peachy. And Dykes backing up there. Great fend. And goes over for probably a 6-pointer. Just a very entertaining game of rugby league, but again, the Penrith Panthers just not showing any patience whatsoever.
Leading try scorer for the Sharks in season 2001, Adam Dykes, 11 for the year. It's Jason Ferris now. This conversion attempt. He's kicked 2 from 4. Looking to make it 3 from 5. 20 out. He slips and pulls it to the left. Well, that's a bit embarrassing. Won't they tell you about that after the game too, Jason, back at the club over a beer. 20 points to 4, the Sharks over the Panthers.
And here we see him slip over there. Now, he's about the 4th or 5th player that has slipped in this game. So obviously it's a bit dewy out there. Adam Dykes had a great game.
Quite a mild night too, Steve. It's not as cool as we're used to expecting here at Toyota Park. Flags at the southern end of the ground are not blowing at all. There is no breeze to speak of, which is most unusual for a Saturday night at Toyota Park. Here come the Sharkies again, 10 out from half-time. They want to be careful here, Penrith, otherwise this could become a rout. Pearce, 15 short of halfway. Telstra acting half. This is Beattie. He's 5 metres short of the halfway line. Sharkies into the field. Dykes with the kick. Between winger and fullback. Rick is chasing back hard. This is a great kick. What about the chase as well? He's not going to get the ball out. He's looked up and gone, oh no, they're in front of him. In front of the kicker.
13, Nick, you were in front.
Nick Graham, the man penalised. The others were on side, but Nick Graham came inside the 10.
Well, that was a great kick and chase there.
Just in front too, wasn't it?
Just in front, but a great chase by the Sharks players, and equally a great kick by Adam Dykes. He's had a wonderful kicking game. And it takes a bit of pressure off the Panthers, Lazo.
Well, it's just a really good example of why this Shark side has the best yardage gains in the competition. Within 3 tackles, 3 forwards are taking the ball up to the 40. One more to the centre of the field, and a great kick and a chase to put the Penrith Panthers side back under pressure.
Adamson back on, plays it there. Sid Dyke! Welcome to Toyota Park, says Chris Beattie. Straight to his feet. Jody Gore fired up here, the Sharks. Carter now. Girdler, they're running across field. And Girdler's well tackled there by Brent Gross on the far side. Here's Rooney. 28 metres out from the Sharks line. Can they hit back here, Penrith? When they control the ball, they look reasonable. Sadler. Accelerating through there was Atkinson, but the defence read it well. 20 metres out from the line. Last tackle, Penrith. Craig Gower kicked back across field, but nobody chasing. It's an awkward bounce. If there would have been a half-decent chase, McKenna would have been under pressure.
I don't see much value, actually, in that kick. I thought it might have been better for the ball to go up high. You get a 50% chance of getting the ball back. And the way the Panthers are playing at the moment, they can't afford to even have a kick go the wrong way, the way they are defending.
This is Damien Mostyn. Treaster's on the field. Here he is now from acting halfback. 30 metres out from his own line.
Not a bad reserve hooker to bring on the field with about 15 or 7 minutes to go. Treaster, he's a pretty good hooker.
Richard Pearce wrapped up. Last tackle, 12 metres short of the halfway line. Preston with the kick. Straight down the throat. No, straight through. Brett Atkinson. Got a hand to it. Preston's come up and almost broken his leg.
And that is absolutely tremendous. He's kicked that 40 metres. Preston Campbell was the first player up there to effect that kick. He's having a great game, as every other Shark player out there are really putting their hand up and having a go tonight.
Steve, you and I were in Townsville last week where Preston just killed him. He's doing it again tonight, taking up where he left off.
That was a great little play. He's exciting to watch, and the crowd rise to their feet whenever he touches the ball.
Gower through the tackle of Stevens, but not of Beattie. Tried to get the penalty, but couldn't. Now Girdler, little chip over the top. Peachy! What about Ryan Girdler coming through? And Peachy showing great courage. I tell you what, the people here tonight have got their money's worth. Now Nick Graham. Pearce. Solid body contact. Back to Dykes. That's a big loss for the club. Dykes leaving next year. 10 metres short of the halfway line. Now Stevens. Just 2 metres short of halfway.
I can't quite understand why Chris Anderson, the coach for next year, would not want someone like Adam Dykes. Penalty again against
McNicholas. He can't believe it.
Straight there, get up with it first.
He didn't get to his feet with the ball in his possession. As the rules state, Mark Oaten, I thought for a minute was going to penalise the Panthers for not letting him go. As you were, I'm sure, too, Steve.
Well, great opportunity here. Glenn Lazarus, do you think that they score just before half-time to give the Panthers a chance?
Oh, it'll be a great boost for them. They've just got to, as I say, show a bit of patience, complete this set of 6. If there's no try on offer, we'll put the ball in the end goal and get a repeat set.
There's Gower, Carter, Girdler. They've got a chance here. Rooney, he's got Preston to beat, who comes up with a try-saver. 5 out from the line. John Cross back towards the ruck. Reynolds. Past McNicholas, who threw an arm out. Around the legs was Treaster. Last tackle. Now Gower. Carter stepping past Graham. But what about the tackle there? And who was that? Jason Stevens has come up with a try-saver on Steve Carter.
Yeah, great defence there by the Sharks. Equally good attack too by the Panthers. It was great rugby league, but the Sharks defended their own line. The Panthers have only come up with 1 try. Here is this tackle again. Steve Carter's off-handed ball. Great tackle by Jason Stevens. He's had a wonderful game, backing up after a great performance, playing for Australia against the Kiwis last night.
David Peachy was getting some treatment from the trainer, but the trainer's gone now. Peachy looks all right. There he is. He came in and jolted the ball free, but it was Stevens round the legs. That was the key. Graham kicks downfield. Brett Atkinson well positioned. Now this is Rooney, has Girdler on his outside. Takes the tackle again at Preston Campbell. He's made 3 tackles, Preston. They've been all around the ankles. Now Gower gets away from McNicholas. He comes again. Make the tackle. Now Reynolds, Sattler, there's no one with him. Standing, can offload, back to Reynolds. There's the support play though from the Panthers.
Yeah, the second phase footy just isn't there like we see with the Sharks.
Carter inside to Adamson, offload to Reynolds, back to Gower, long ball to Hicks, 2 on 2. What can they do? Reek has lost it forward, and Peachy came charging through. He thought, why not? It's going to be a scrum anyway. If I pick it up, they won't catch me.
Absolute knock-on form there by the Panthers and also the Sharkies there. Panthers desperate to get over that line, and again Matthew Reek drops the ball there after going past Hinson, and that's been the story for the Sharks, for the Panthers rather, in this first half.
This time we get a result. Damien Mostyn's lost it. Here's a chance for the Panthers. Luke Rooney now. 15 metres out right in front. 3 out from half-time. They need to score if they're any chance, and they've lost it. And here's a try. If he can link up with Peachy, they're away. They won't catch David Peachy, will they? They will. Where's Preston? He's run away from him. Preston's on their inside. Now he's on their outside. They still won't get Peachy. He's going for the corner. Here comes the cover. They don't try. They couldn't get him. I don't believe it. What a try, David Peachy. He butchered that one and has ended up scoring. Sensational stuff at Toyota Park.
Well, an unbelievable try. Well, that fellow there, the boy from Dubbo, David Peachy, and it starts with the Panthers attacking the Sharks line 10 metres out, and of course great support hit play here by David Peachy. Now this is going to take half an hour to go right through this, Glenn Lazarus. He goes from one side of the field to the other, and equally as bad defence by the Panthers there, and Peachy just gets ankle tapped here again, but finds the line. His momentum wasn't stopped. A great individual try by one David Peachy.
Oh, a great try and a great call, Mark. That was absolutely wonderful rugby league there. And, well, David Peachy, it's no coincidence that this Shark side started the fire when he made a return. He's wonderful for them at the back there. He cleans up a lot of bombs and a lot of balls that are put on the ground. But the guy's just a sensation to watch with the ball in his hands. And it took an age to score the try, but he finally got there. One of the best tries you'll ever see in the game.
Absolutely. I think scoring it 3 times and bombing it twice, and he's got over on the 4th.
It was a great call there, Mark, but also I've got to say, I don't want to be put a dampener on things, but equally it was pathetic defence there by the Panthers. We saw a photo of Roy Simmons there a little while ago, very frustrated. It was really terrible defence, but again, accolades to David Peachy, a great individual try.
Well, here's Preston. It was like he was running away from Preston. You can't score a hat-trick 2 weeks in a row. He's kicked it, Preston Campbell. 26 points to 4. It's been a most entertaining first half of rugby league at Toyota Park. The Sharks lead the Panthers 26 to 4.
This afternoon, live on Fox Sports 2.
Girdler getting us underway, defending the southern end. The Panthers, the Sharks the northern end. No bruise to speak of, but I was just starting to strengthen a little bit behind the Panthers in the second half as Paul McNicholas returns the football. Interesting, Jason Stevens still out there. 26 for the scoreline. Stevens would be exhausted come full time tonight. 31 metres out from their own line. The Sharkies play it through Preston Campbell. Graham. 11 metres short of halfway. Here's the last tackle. Back to Campbell. Kicks downfield. Well placed between the winger and fullback, but Rooney gets back and has it covered. 28 out from his own line. That's a great charge. On the far wing. Right there coming. Ordinary play the ball. He was lucky he wasn't penalised. He just picked the ball up in the ruck.
No control. Thanks.
Well, here we see.
Here it is.
That really is B-grade stuff. Okay, it was an accident there, but look, you cannot afford to do that. You're 10 metres inside your own half. You're giving it to a side now that has scored 5 tries against you in the first half.
They come the blind side. Here's a chance for Brent Gross. Rooney wraps him up. Youngster's had a very impressive start to his first grade career. Carter coming in a little bit late. The crowd didn't like it. Here's Preston accelerating. Past Adamson there. The tackle was made by Sid Domick. 20 metres out. Here go the Sharks through Stevens. Ordinary pass. Mellock comes in, picks it up nicely. Now puts the foot down. There's 11 metres out from the line. Sattler and Domick, the tacklers. They go left. Treester. Finds Chris Beattie. He offloads back to Peachy. Peachy running across field. Looking for Pearce. He didn't really come with him. Peachy very slow to his feet to play it. Now Dykes inside to Preston off his shoulder. Stevens has picked it up. He's in front of him, and they've scored the try. The Panthers don't like it. Overruled backwards, but it will go to the video referee.
The was held out of it then off the ball.
Well, Jason Stevens, if it is a try, has played so well in the first half. His work rate has been tremendous. Always taking the ball up. And again, the Panthers falling off tackles, allowing the Sharks to create second phase play.
See if someone was taken out.
And the ball goes inside. Now, was anyone of those Panthers taken out? I don't think so, Glenn and Mark.
Well, Darren Treester certainly shoulder charges one of them, but his defence would be that he was going for the ball.
I thought he may have been going for the football.
Yeah,
Harsh
it's
call.
an inside ball there, goes over the shoulder. Jason Stevens shows great nous to pick the ball up and turn around. And let's just remember for 1 minute that this guy played a test match 24 hours ago and he's still able to do a somersault after scoring a very rare try.
And Lazo, he'll probably telling his grandkids in years to come that he's spinning the full length of the field to score that try against the Panthers.
I think he tripped over there, Lazo, and just trying to avoid injury. I think Treester was just going for the football. Chris Ward is our video referee. Jason Stevens scored a try this year.
He hasn't scored too many. I'm sure he's hoping for a try, Mark.
We're waiting for the decision. Here it comes from Chris Ward. What will it be? I'm going try.
I'll back you up.
There it is. Try to Jason Stevens. Chris Ward has ruled that Treester was making a play for the football. And the big smile from Jason Stevens. It's now 30-4.
And again, I've got to say, this try has come from the Panthers making a mistake in their own half. Here's Jason Stevens. The ball turns back inside. It goes off Campbell's shoulder. He picks the ball up, swivels around. Has got no one in front of him to score the try. But that has come on the back of a Panthers mistake, and as well as the Panthers failing to put the ball carrier down on the ground in the rucks leading up to this try.
Second try for the year, 8th for the career.
Well, surely Coach Roy Simmons would have spoken to his side this week about the fact that they had to be very disciplined with the ball in their hands. The Sharks just don't give you any cheap football. They don't cop a ball up all that often. As we see, Preston Campbell put an easy kick over. But they're just not doing it. They're just not treating that ball with any respect whatsoever.
32-4, the Sharks over the Panthers at Toyota Park. Roy Simmons be devastated. It's been a long year for Royce. Still got plenty of weeks to go. Brian Girdler with the restart. Deep kick. He's had plenty of practice though tonight. They're going to run it early. Peachy. Jason Stevens. There's no way he's going 90 metres. even if there was no one in front of him.
He went out the right side of the field for a bit of a rest, and the ball found him again, so it's not again.
Here's Beattie. Jason Stevens is exhausted. Look at him. He can barely put one leg in front of the other as Beattie goes forward. Pierce, there's a solid tackle from Adamson. Wonder how long before Johnny Lang takes Jason Stevens off and says, well done, mate. 32 points to 4 up. He can have a breather. Now Reed. 10 out from his own line.
And look at that, Mark. About 5 or 6, a line of Sharks up there chasing the kick again. Their kick and chase players have been absolutely wonderful. And it's that sort of stuff, when you're doing those kicks down the field, that can win you games.
What about that tackle then from Jason Stevens, the man we were just talking about, driving defence. Scotty Sattler, 11 short of halfway. Here comes Jody Gore. He's a couple of metres short of that halfway mark. Here's the last tackle for Penrith. Gower kicks right on the halfway. Goes towards the corner. Damien Mostyn's back there. Just bringing out from his own in goal. There's a good chase from the Panthers.
And a good tackle. Back that chase up as well.
Matthew Reek, the man. Keep it alive here, the Sharks. 10 out from their own line. Mostyn again. Here's Nick Graham. The difference he's made to the Sharks side since he's come back from injury.
He certainly controls the ruck area well. He takes the ball up a lot, and he's an absolute workhorse when it comes to in defence. He really is a high work rate player, Nick Graham, and they are better for the presence of him in the Sharks side. There's no doubt about that.
Last tackle here for the Sharks. Oh, he's juggled there, Graham, but got it back. Rooney underneath it. Have to give him 10 metres there. He almost got through the tackle of McKenna and also McNicholas. Sid Domick over the halfway line. 5 metres into Sharks territory. Scotty Sattler up there with Matty Adamson. He's desperate to get to his feet, trying to get the penalty. Now Jody Gore, 30 metres out. 32-4. The Sharks over the Panthers as they go wide. Penrith, Girdler, Hicks goes inside. They take him into touch. Nothing can go right for Penrith. Well done, Chris McKenna. Brent Gross in there, Peachy. And Jason Stevens coming over for congratulations.
Oh, that was a great tackle by the Sharks here. Brent Gross too. Look how he holds him up. He holds him up. The momentum. Chris McKenna pushes him over the line. Pretty clever stuff there by the Sharks as the Panthers ran like a 45-degree angle. So they were heading to the line, and the Sharks put Ryan Girdler over the line. Now they get the ball back.
Here's Brent Gross, man involved in that tackle. 15 metres out from his own line. Campbell at acting half. Graham to almost reach for that one. 25 out from his own line. Andrew Pearce, it's the 30-metre line. He's going to play the ball on. Gower in there. Made the tackle with Jody Gould. Chris Beattie now. Solid run. Adamson there to meet him. Gould in there also. And Gower once again. Treester from acting half. Fullback to beat. Here comes Preston on the inside, but Adamson's back there. Great work from the front rower. And now he's going to go to the bin.
Break down the play deliberately. Try scoring.
Now the Sharks have got to wait until he gets off the field. Long, slow walk for Matty Adamson.
Well, he really has tried, Matt Adams. There we see Roy Simmons. David Pearce going to take the tap. I think they can score again, Mark.
Dykes straight through, almost. Taken from behind by Domick. They go left. Treester. Mellor. Nowhere to go. The defence there on this occasion. Chris Hicks to make the tackle. Graham. Stevens. Quick hands. Peachy. David Peachy has lost the ball, and John Cross has come up with it. Taken from behind by Preston Campbell. Now Jody Gall, McKenna with the tackle. Dykes comes in there to tidy up. Girdler. Very short blind side. Jody Gall now. He might go into touch again. That's 2 sets in a row.
Well, that defence is great stuff there by the Sharks. There's an old saying that you can only let a team as good, you can only play as good as a team lets you play. And the Sharks aren't letting the Sharks do anything, the Panthers do anything. And this comes on the back of Matt Adamson. Great tackle by Matt Adamson. I guess just getting a little bit frustrated here, Lazo. Throws him back down again. I thought Preston Campbell might have helped a little bit there, but equally frustrating for Matt Adamson's doing 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Yeah, it was a shame. I thought Matt was playing pretty well. I think that Preston Campbell didn't help his cause any. That was a fairly good dive there. But yeah, the Panthers have showed some spirit. They're defending pretty well here, and let's hope they can keep the Sharks out.
21 metres out from the line here. The Sharks. Panthers down to 12. Adamson in the sin bin. Pearce offloads. Nice bounce there for Preston. Running across field. Stumbles over that 20-metre line. Emptying half tree stuff. Damien Mostyn accelerates. Certainly coming in a little bit late to slow it down. Did he lose that ball? Stevens has locked it forward. No, it's gone back, says the referee. Preston Campbell's come up with it. For close calls going against the Panthers there. That's a sloppy play the ball.
That's cleared the ruck and going forward. Yes, scrum. 4 tackles. Scott, no flopping there. Okay, once the bloke's hit the deck, don't come into it.
Can't play the ball forward anymore, and once that happens, it's always going to be called up.
Just look at the Panthers players' faces. They all look tired. And I put that down to all the tackling they've been doing. All the drop ball, they've given the ball back to the Sharks. But here's an opportunity now for the Panthers. Let's see if they can hold on to it. For a good set of 6 to get them down the other end and launch an attack. And there's the completion rates. 20 from 27 the Sharks. That's not too bad. Still a few little errors there. But 8 from 20. That's less than 50%. And hence, look at that, the line break. Sharks 7, the Panthers 1. That tells the story and the score line of 32 points to 4.
John Cross, 5 metres short of the halfway line. This is Luke Rooney now. Driving forward. Just his 7th first-grade game. Last tackle here for Penrith. Now Reynolds with the kick. Straight down the throat there of Brent Gross. Chase is reasonable. And the man that kicked it comes up with the tackle, Ben Reynolds. Here's Paul Mellor now. Runs at Carter. He makes the tackle.
You know, Mark, I was looking forward to seeing the young halfback, Ben Reynolds, the number 7 for Panthers, do some stuff tonight, but it's very hard for him to... I've heard a lot of raps on him doing something, as Preston Campbell blocks the ball and the Panthers get the ball back. It's very hard when your forwards aren't going forward.
Brett Atkinson there, tackled by Beattie. It's a chance for the Panthers. Carter, Hicks hitting it at a pace. Just tackled 30 metres out from the line. Craig Greenhill back on. Can't get away from McNicholas. Garrett acting half. Reynolds, switch of attack to Carter. Dummies, now finds Cross. And he's 19 metres out from the line. Gow from acting half, stepping. McNicholas there, back to Girdler, and Girdler will score. Ryan Girdler backing up Craig Gow, the 2 Gs, and the 2 big names for the Panthers finally combining. And the Panthers score their 2nd try. It's 32-8.
Well, a great try there by the Panthers. And we're seeing a bit of magic by the 2 high-profile players for the Panthers. Gower darting out, turning the ball back in. Great support play by Ryan Girdler. But it's good to see Craig Gower get out and do something around that ruck area, Glenn.
Yeah, he hasn't done enough of that tonight, and I don't think it's all his fault. He just hasn't had the opportunities. His forwards haven't laid the foundation for him to do that. The great backing up there by Ryan Girdler. And for once, a Panther player showing some determination and getting it across the line for a much-needed Panther try.
Ryan Girdler, his 7th try for the season. As 3 short of that magical 100 mark for the career. He's about 15 metres out. His goal kicking this year has been less than what he would have liked. You'd expect him to kick this one. I'll back him in.
I'll have 11 Scots with you.
Here he comes. Little trouble, straight between the posts. 32 points to the Sharks, 10 to the Panthers. 55 minutes gone here at Toyota Park. There's Jason Stevens. He's exhausted as Preston Campbell gets us underway. 25 minutes remaining. At Shark Park, 32-10 the score. There's still plenty of points in this game. Greenhill. Jason Stevens with the tackle again. Big excuse for him not getting up. Kadich trying to wriggle his way free. Eventually held. Now Scotty Sattler. Big plus there to Penrith. They've scored that try with, could be a 40-20 if it finds touch. He kicked that right on the 40-metre line. It'll be interesting here. It's a 40-20. Let's see out. What's he going to do, Mark Oaten? Hasn't put his arm out.
They run one for you quickly.
Let's see if it's a 40-20.
He's on the line. He's out. On the line's out.
39-20.
Just over.
Just still on the line is out.
On the line is over.
Yeah, just on that line,
Sharks
wasn't
ball
it?
loose.
Clever thinking by
Come on, let him in, man.
Craig Gower, though. Very important for the Panthers to keep the Sharks down here for a set of 6 so they can have another go at them.
McKenna, as I was saying there, that try for the Panthers was scored with Adamson in the sin bin. So well done, down to 12 men. They're continuing to try and put pressure on the Sharks outfit. They're down by 22 though. Martin laying back on the field, driving it forward. Stephen Matt Rogers watching the action. A metre short of the line. The Sharks. John Cross very slow to get off Andrew Pearce. There's Jason Stevens offloading. Nobody's there though. Dykes gets back and offloads to Preston Campbell. Runs straight into the middle of the defence. Last tackle here for the Sharks. Dykes now with a little chip over the top for Peachy. He knocks it back into the hands there of Ryan. The ball's gone forward.
Last one.
Yeah. Change over, and so the
Just
Panthers
right
get
on the
ball.
40.
Got to give the referee a rap here. And I don't probably like rapping referees too much, but he was right on the spot there, Mark Oaten.
0.
So a big plus to the referee.
Back in first grade after being dropped last week. He was up in Townsville with us. Doing the first division game there.
I guess it's like with rugby league players. You get dropped the reserve grade, you get hungry, and you want to come back and make amends. He's certainly doing that tonight. Well
Picked up Ben Reynolds. 5 metres into Sharks territory, the Panthers. Andrew Hinson coming on the field for Penrith, the first time he's been sighted tonight. Here's Scotty Sattler, Carter, quick hands behind Girdler and Rooney. He does very well to stay in the field of play under pressure. Now here's the last tackle. Steve Carter runs to the line. It's a little kick away. Peachy read it well. Carter's there. There's 3 of them. Now Preston Campbell was unmarked on Peachy's right, and there was no Penrith player within killie of him, and Peachy threw the dummy. I thought if he could have thrown it, Campbell was going to run 90.
Well, it would have made for a very interesting foot race there if Preston Campbell had got the ball.
You got to say that David Peachy's determined that Preston's not going to get 2 hat-tricks in a row.
I
say that very facetiously, of course. 25 metres out from their own line, the Sharks.
Aren't they a great combination? There you go back to a great half. Fullback combination. Graham Lillard's Billy Smith comes to mind when I was a kid. Well, I think Preston Campbell might be a little bit faster than the legend Billy Smith.
Yeah, here's Nick Graham. Steve Mortimer, Greg Brentner wasn't bad either. Now, Luke Rooney tackle, 15 short of halfway. 9 metres short of the mark now. And Scotty Sattler tried to pass. Did he lose it? No. The referee said he held it. Here's Ben Reynolds, back to Gower. Carter, well tackled McKenna. Back there to Atkinson. Equally well tackled Ryan. They are throwing everything at them, the Panthers, but they can't crack the defence. And there's another mistake from Gower and a driving tackle from Brent Gross. Defence is pretty good from the Sharks tonight.
Yeah, and particularly the winger here. There's Johnny Cross offloading the ball to Gower. Using his shoulder, Brent Gross. The best way to tackle. Looks like it hurt him a little bit there too, but they come up with a mistake and the Sharks get the ball.
Go on, Preston.
All the players having a bit of a breather there.
There, play.
Sharkies have won the scrum. And they're 30 metres out from their own line. The crowd screaming for the Panthers being inside the 10. Mark Oaten has a look and says no. As Nathan Long plays the ball. 15 short of the halfway line. Here's Nick Graham. Now back to Martin Lang. About 8 metres short of the halfway line.
Back on the 10 in, Steve.
Can't get to his feet and gets a penalty.
Just roll to the side. No, just roll to the side. You're standing there over the top of him.
You know, I look at Martin Lang, and one of the Sharks supporters said to me a while ago that he's too big to do a sidestep. But I remember one Glenn Lazarus, even when he played with the Storm and Canberra, he's much bigger than Martin Lang, had a little jink off his left foot.
Very quiet Glenn Lazarus. Now Jason Stevens offloads back to Preston. 6 to go, touched in flight. Can't get away from John Cross. Yes, he does. He's still going Preston Campbell. He told us last week he doesn't know where his feet are going. He just follows them.
Well, he's a front rower's nightmare. I mean, front rowers find it difficult enough to tackle players when they run at them. But when he's doing the two-step around you, what chance have they got?
Particularly when he doesn't know where he's going. Now Long, almost through the tackle there across. They're 10 metres out from the line here. The Sharks. Treaster, Campbell, Graham, Sean Ryan out wide. Tackle made there by Chris Hicks. Now here's Dykes. Preston looking for try number 3. Jason Stevens looking for number 2, and he's lost the ball.
Knock on, yes. Very sure.
Well, the Sharks throwing everything at the Panthers, and I've got to give the Panthers a big rap here. The last 15 minutes, there's the Sharks trying to promote the ball. Jason Stevens, the ball goes forward to Martin Lang. But I thought the Panthers' defence has really improved over the last 15 minutes of the second half.
Easy, man, easy. Craig, take your loose, mate. How about looking this way? Form up, mate.
Scrum win for the Panthers. Penalty. Haven't seen a scrum penalty for ages. Frank Coulatua coming on.
I haven't seen a ball fed right in the middle too for ages. Mark Bradley.
Here's Craig Greenhill. Straight. Lang makes the tackle right on the halfway line. Frank Coulatua just back on the field for less than 30 seconds has come up with the error.
Well, Glenn Lazarus, you give me a reason. Like, that's just, he wasn't under any pressure there.
Yeah, no, I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know. I think that
get together tight.
they've got to start playing for some pride, and they've also got to start playing
Stay in.
to just
Come on, Ned, get in.
create a bit of, well,
Play on and
get rid of the doubt, the fact that they can't compete in this competition. They've got to start playing so they can start believing in themselves again, because as they continue to lose football games, they're certainly not believing in themselves, and losing can be a very bad habit to quit.
32-10. Sharkies over the Panthers. Toyota Park. We've still got 15 minutes of play remaining. Here's Nick Graham. It's the 2 tries in the second half, 1 each. And ironically, to the 2 test players, Stevens and Girdler, as Martin Lang goes forward. And Jason Stevens finally comes from the field with Dean Treaster. An outstanding effort from Jason Stevens. It's gone unnoticed by the crowd here, unfortunately. The ball's in the air, knocked down, and now picked up by the Panthers.
I've got to say, as you see the Panthers trying to work it out from their own line, it's a vicious circle in the game of rugby league. Is when you drop the ball a lot, you do a lot more tackling. And when you finally get the ball again, you're tired from doing all that tackling. So, you know, you've just got to work it around again and make good value out of that ball. Like as I said, believe in yourself, you know, try some things and create some opportunities.
Here's Ben Reynolds trying to create some. Peachy has come through, and Reynolds has come up with a bone jarrer, but Peachy somehow kept the ball alive to Adam Dykes. Well, it's been a bit quiet in the second half, David Peachy, as the game sort of eased off a little bit. That was courageous again, as Adam Dykes is limping away in back play. That could be disaster for the Sharks if Dykes is injured. Here's Preston Campbell to Graham. Inside to Chris McKenna. Preston's on his inside. He took the tackle. Another penalty.
Then you had a hand in it. No, you had a hand in it right at the end.
22 metres out. I'll take the tap again, I'm sure.
Well, they've got to take the tap again.
Over Peachy. Trying to touch, so we're right again, Steve.
Trying to... Well, they've had a pretty good track record, haven't they, when they've decided to kick the touch and take the tap.
There's Preston Campbell. Cuts out Beatty, goes to Dykes, running freely now. Peachy, quick hands, must score. Mella on the outside. Too easy. Damien Mostyn scores in the corner. Just quick hands from the restart of play, but really that was too easy at this level of rugby league, and the Sharkies now lead by 36 points to 10.
Well, that's a classic rugby league try. You train for that at training, and you always score the try, but rarely do you do it in a game. The ball goes from the right, good hands, lovely ball by Preston Campbell, equally by Adam Dykes, cutting out a man Peachy, and then a 2-on-1, and the ball goes to Damien Mostyn, who scores in the corner.
Yeah, you're right, so I think John Lang, the coach of the Sharks, would be very happy with this try, something that they've obviously rehearsed a lot at training, and just 2 long balls cut out about half a dozen defenders there, and I suppose it's the way Penrith have been defending all game, not communicating, not numbering up, and of course with that Damien Mostyn scoring there in the corner. Again, a wonderful rehearsed try too.
Yes, they've been a class act this second half, although I do think the Panthers have improved the second half, but this little fella here, he can kick the ball, he can score tries, he can set up tries. He's an absolute revelation, but he's fitted like a glove in the number 7 jersey for the Sharks, and has formed a great combination with David Peachy.
And of course, the try is coming off the back of a penalty that was given late in the tackle count, which has been a bit of a trend for the Penrith Panthers here tonight.
Preston Campbell from touch. 3rd week in a row the Sharks have scored 7 tries in a match. This is not a bad stat.
If he kicks this, he's going to be the king of Cronulla for a week.
Bet you he doesn't. There he comes. And he's missed it to the right.
No, he's just the prince.
I am on fire with the kicks at goal. Not so good with the penalty kicks. 69 gone here at Toyota Park. The Sharks 36 lead the Panthers 10. Girdler with a restart. Very deep kick again. Here's Martin Lang, straight ahead. They just line him up. Frank Pulatua. Chris Beattie now. Swarming again, the Panthers. Adamson there getting all caught up. Getting a bit frustrated here. Scotty Sattler. Very quickly. Ball and all tackle on Sean Ryan. There's a mistake. Chris Beattie wasn't expecting it.
But just by the nature of that Scott Sattler tackle, the tackle before that, is Dean Trista passed the ball out. Wasn't expecting the ball, Chris Beattie, but Scott Sattler, I thought, has had a pretty good game in what side is trailing by 20-odd points. It really is hurting a fellow like Scott Sattler. He takes a lot of pride going into the game for the Panthers.
There's Frank Pulatua now. Can they cross here, the Panthers? Sattler, good ball to Adamson. He's got his arm free. Can he turn around and put it over the goal line? He's popped the ball out the back. Just short of the line. That may be Greenhill over there, is it? It is Craig Greenhill. Now Atkinson. Good tackle there from Long. 10 metres out from the line. Comes to Reynolds. Has Gower there. Finds Gower. They have the numbers here, the Panthers. And they've blown it again, and Preston's picked it up. And Frank Pulatua has come up with the tackle.
Well, that's been the story of the night for the Panthers. They had the numbers there. There definitely was a try on the cards there, but again, the ball went to ground, and there really wasn't a forced error there as well. And now the Sharks bring it out. So the Panthers again, or yet again, fail another opportunity to score a try against the Sharks.
Martin Lane tackled there. Feeling for a little bit of blood. There's Adam Dykes coming from the field in the back play as the Sharks have made the error. Didn't look to be particularly healthy, Dykes. He is walking, but he's not happy.
Right, Martin.
As the mistake is made, Martin Lang may have a little bit of blood.
Tackle around the shoulders.
Jason Ferris will go to 5'8". Gingerly walking around Dykes as the Panthers win the scrum. Girdler tried to step inside Ryan, got through the tackle, but McNicholas was there. Here's Kadich. Kadich now's tackled. There's Adam Dykes making his way back to the bench. It's like Pitt Street will be tonight, getting down that touchline. The Panthers 20 metres out. Reynolds, Sattler, Adamson came charging onto the football, bounced off the chest. Here's Preston. Can he get his hat trick from there? Can he outdo Peachy? No, he can't. Flung into the ground by Andrew Henson, and that hurt Preston. He was having a bit of a breather. Trista again from Acne half, back to Peachy. Hicks making the tackle. 7 to go, 36 to 10. Lang up the middle of the ruck. He's slowly to his feet. Trista going the blind side. Ferris. Now the ball is with Mellor. There's the call of held from the referee. Ferris. Now David Peachy inside to Chris Beattie. He's lost the ball. It's on the ground on the toe from Peachy.
No.
Referee says knock on.
Lost it forward into him, knock on. Scrum this way, Scott. Dropping down.
Panthers
Tackles.
will get the loosened food.
Well, the Panthers have made a lot of mistakes, and now the Sharks are making a lot of mistakes with the handling, the ball handling. And I've got to agree with Will Lazarus. You know, I'd love to see the quality of Craig Gower. Although he's been playing in a pack that's been well and truly beaten, I'd love to see him to show a little bit more initiative. They need some form of inspiration from number 9 to get their momentum going.
Held dominant one, stand with the ball.
30 out from their own line, the Panthers. Can they finish the match with a try? Jody Gall offloads. It went backwards. Gower's picked it up. Now Scotty Sattler. Inside there to Reek, and he's tackled 9 metres short of the halfway line. Now Reynolds to Carter, inside Sid Domick. Carter hit as he passed it. Just a metre short of the halfway line. Got a tour at acting half. Jody Gore almost through the other side of the defence. We'll come up to the 5-minute mark now. Sattler. Adamson lurking wide again. Last tackle, 32 out. Now here's Ben Reynolds with a kick, an ordinary one. Peachy out on the wing, takes it well. Mostyn.
Good on, Ben. About 5 metres offside there.
Yes, he's well and truly offside there, and that comes with a quick play the ball. The Sharks play the ball area. This ball has not gone out either.
It's a long kick. Scotty Sattler's back there. Peachy with the chase. He comes up with a tackle. He called him to play it.
No, you were held here.
And he's been penalised.
Nothing going right for the Panthers. The Sharks are trying to get their breath back.
Just when you think you've seen them make every mistake they can, they come up with a new one. You could hear the referee call held. And so the tackle was complete. Whether Scott agrees with it or not, now it comes back to Long. Now Treester. I'll go in here again, the Sharks. 36 points to 10. Here's Preston, cuts out Lang, now McNicholas. Good ball and all tackle. Carter, he's lost it, has he? Has Carter come up with it? McNicholas plays it. Now Preston Campbell. Brent Gross. Great ball there to Nathan Long under the post. Wingers shouldn't be throwing passes like that, Steve Mortimer. What's he doing? A try to the Sharks, and they've hit 40.
I was a bit worried he was going to run over the dead in goal area there, Nathan Long. He got a bit excited. Scoring a try, probably doesn't score too many tries, but it was a fine try by the Sharks. And it comes from this. Scotty Sattler, David Peachy chasing his own kick from a mistake. Scott Sattler thought, well, he wasn't tackled. The referee said, yes, you were. And Brent Gross has had a pretty good game, and there is Nathan Long running straight. I thought he was going to go over the dead in goal area. But good straight stuff there by the Sharkies. And this winger's had a wonderful game. Brent Gross plays an attack and defence. And that's how you score them. That's where you score them. Right under the post.
Second try for the season. The try was converted by Jason Ferris. 78 gone. And it's now 42 points to 10. As Roy Simmons is not a happy man. And who can blame him? Second time in 3 weeks the Sharks have registered 40 points. And here's the restart. Damien Mostyn running across field. Got away from Pulatua, but not Gower. He's tried hard all night. Now Pearce throwing dummies.
Mark, I've got to say that we've seen some wonderful, brilliant play by the backs, in particular, the number 7 and number 1, Peachy and Preston Campbell. But the unsung heroes tonight have been the Cronulla forwards. The Sharks forwards, every one of them have put their hand up and had a go. Their work rate's been fantastic, and their interchange, Chris Moody, Paul McNicholas, Andrew Pearce and Dean Treester, all have filled in superbly from the interchange bench. And you can throw the likes of Jason Stevens, who's come off for a well-earned rest. Martin Lang just doesn't stop all day. And the back rowers, Long, Sean Ryan and Nick Graham, have had a fantastic game, a high work rate game, and they really have laid the platform for the success of the Sharks, and in particular the backs, to score their more illustrious tries.
This kick has found touch, but was it played at by the Panthers? That's off for the hand, I'm sure. And so the Sharks are going to get the loosened feed. There's another mistake there from Penrith that you don't see too often.
Penrith.
I think his face tells the story, Mark.
No, he's giving it to Penrith.
There it is.
He's giving the feed to Penrith.
Thanks. This way.
And the Sharks' backs have now come up in a defensive formation. They thought it was their feet. So did I. Girdler has lost it, trying to get on the outside of his man. It's on the ground. At least he made the effort to try and get it back. The Sharks have come up with possession. They've got 30 seconds to score. Can they do it? Pearce. Pulatua comes in to make the tackle. And Sean Ryan, Adam McKenna. Carter leaps high.
The only thing missing is a field goal. With 18 seconds to go, I wonder if they'd even consider that.
Preston's looking for a hat-trick. Now it comes back to Ferris. Here's Peachy. Now with Mellor. He scored the first try of the night. Looking to score the last. 3 seconds, 2. And there's the siren in the background. It's all over at Shark Park. A big win for the Sharks. 42 points to 10. From Jason Stevens. Tremendous effort. Simply outplayed the Panthers to give us that final scoreline of 42 points to 10.
This has been a Fox Sports production for the National Rugby League Partnership. The great live action keeps coming as we bring you the Greater Milwaukee Open plus the US Seniors Players Championship.
Look out.
Live and exclusive, the US Men's Golf doubleheader continues this morning from 4. Fox Sports.